Hey guys, it's Max. How's everybody doing? Nice and chilly day here in Austin. I recorded this update already once today, but something went wrong. So, anyway, I'm going to try to do this quick and then I'm going to make some content on how to buy VIX options because the market's looking kind of shaky. I'm just joking. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I do have some content coming out based on an email I got from a professional option trader about VIX options. Anyway, that'll be separate content. It'll be on later. For now, let's see how everything's doing. Okay, so the S&P's down 32 bips. You can see we're stuck between, or you can kind of see we rejected out of a higher gap, and we're in the S&P, we're approaching a lower gap. The NASDAQ is down about the same, 30 bips. Let's check the Russell. Russell actually gapped down this morning a little bit. Russell left behind a small gap. We'll put that on the chart just because tracking gaps is an interesting way to play indexes. If we get back into this gap, or into this gap, we might expect sellers to be there. We'll look. If sellers aren't there, that'll give us information. It's a data point, but that's kind of what we'd expect. Now, this gap right here is the post-election gap. So on Russell, it's already fallen through their post-election gap. This to me means Russell is calling BS on the Trump, not on the victory, but on the Trump's economic plan. That's all this is, in my opinion. But NASDAQ and S&P are still firmly in the MAGA camp. So we'll see. All right. So let's get over here to the Altiverse. All right. I made you guys your own little four sheet spreadsheet. So it has the Alti grid on it. And the Alti grid just shows what option positions, what strategies Jay's doing. It's a strategy grid. I don't know why that doesn't do that. Let's see there. I bet we could do copy, and then I bet I could hit paste format. There we go. It's all the same positions as yesterday. I had a show on last night, and I've already talked about these on my late night show, but he took off NVO. That's the only thing I see that's changed. He took off NVO, but everything else is still a caller. So that takes us from there. I have a sheet that's the data sheet. We don't really need to look at that. But then Alti grid, I guess my Alti buffer disappeared, or Altiverse disappeared. Let me put it back up here really quick. There we go. Now, for the love of God, we got it fixed. All right. Average constituent in the index is down 1.75 points. Alti itself is down about half of that, and that's very standard. On down days, Alti loses about gets about half of the downside. Okay. Well, we finally got that fixed. I just all right, we finally got that fixed. We got the Altivid, the Altiverse, and these are shared with you guys in Discord. So you can just go look at these yourself also. And then the YieldMax buffer and index buffer. I think the indexes are more important than single stocks, so I'm going to move them closer to the left side. Okay. Okay. So index buffer report. Boy, look at old freaking SPY-T not doing really well this morning. It's early. And XDT is not doing great either, to be fair. Feed and 5E are down the most, and that's pretty typical. They're Feed, 5E, SVOL, ZVOL, YMAG, YMAX, Alti are the most volatile ones we follow. So look, what else? AIPI, could throw them on the list too. AIPI, I bet this is one of the other ones I mentioned. Yeah, YMAX, see? YMAX, YMAG, AIPI, Feed, 5E. Always going to be up the most or down the most. At least since I started doing this. Okay, so what else can we get ourselves in the middle of? Let's look at the YieldMax buffer report. Okay, YieldMax, I mean, I don't know. Look at this, JPMO. Now, that's notable they have earnings coming up, and I'm going to show you guys how to do an earnings trade on them. They have earnings, I think, on the 15th. Anyway, well, I'll have content when that's coming up, or I'll have content on that a day or two before. But as far as beating the parent on the downside, AMZ's beating the parent on the downside, and so is YBIT, and so is SMCY, and so is Bobo, and so is Sky, and so is AMD. Just about. Anyway, all right. Well, let's. What else can we talk about? Okay, the market looks kind of shaky. Market kind of looks shaky. There's something else I wanted to talk about. Let's look at these option trades real quick, just see how they're doing today. Okay. Well, this one's already down $1,000. I showed this one last time on Late Night with Max and Jax. So I simulated the trade after hours. So no one could have done it in real life unless they put it on first thing this morning. So the trade was simulated last night. So it was based on yesterday's prices. So, but yeah, this is obviously what happens when one of these three-legged monsters can go wrong. What's going on? I was just trying to show people how to do a three-legged trade. And the reason I picked this one is because the IV was sky high. And the IV was obviously sky high for a reason. What in the heck happened? All right, Jasper Therapeutics falls 50% after early stage data for skin disease drug. Wow. All right, well, that one is chalk that one up as a loser. Let's see if we have any good news on here. When the market's down, though, all my positions are usually bullish. So Alti has a good trade on. This is Alti's MSTY or Alti's Mr. Trade, MSTR trade. The FUBU trade I showed you is still going all right. We're in the flat spot. The flat spot says you just make $230. However, in real life, this is what the profit loss graph looks like, and you're actually up about 370. You can wait for it to keep going up, try to sell it higher tomorrow, or you could also take it off today. I mean, $320 on a $1,200 trade. You got a $230 credit up front, and then after you sell it, you would make another $150 to be a total profit of $400 or whatever. The option profit calculator figures the credit into this because the credit's part of the trade. But anyway, that one's been a decent trade. 30% return in a week. That's not bad. Or that's in a few days. I wanted to show you guys this email. I was going to make some content based on this. This guy I think he's the head trader for Tasty Trade. I think he does kind of what Jay does, but for Tasty Trade. His name's Tom Preston. He's an Austin guy. He lives. I don't know him, but he did a live on Tasty Trade one time from his house, and he was talking about being from. He's somewhere out by Bee Cave or Lake Travis. It's the greater Austin area, where the wealthy people, the really wealthy people in Austin live, out in a place called Barton Creek or Bee Caves. Anyway, and he lives out there. But he's a great guy. I love his content whenever he's on with the normal guys. He's on with Tom. The normal guy from Tasty Trade's name is Tom also. I forget his name. But anyway, I like Tom Preston a lot. Tom is a VIX and an option volatility guru in the same kind of way that Jay is. Anyway, so he wrote a really interesting piece today, and he recommended a trade, and we're going to look at his trade in my option show this morning. It'll be on in about an hour, so be looking for that. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all. Have a good day.